She lived alone. No husband, no children. She kept a black cat and knew how to treat illness with herbs. For the Inquisition, that was enough to burn her alive. Between the 15th and 17th centuries, Europe entered a dark era of fear and suspicion, known as the witch hunts. Among the regions most deeply affected was Spain, where the Spanish Inquisition operated with its own courts, procedures, and punishments. Originally created to target religious minorities, the Inquisition gradually expanded its reach to individuals accused of sorcery or consorting with the devil. Women were the most frequent targets, especially those who lived independently, practiced traditional medicine, or kept animals considered demonic. According to archives from the Spanish Historical Institute, thousands of women were accused simply because they lived alone, skipped church, or kept black cats, a creature commonly associated with evil omens, or Satan himself. In rural areas like Navarre, Castile, and Aragon, many of these women worked as herbalists or folk healers, roles essential to village life in an era with little access to formal medicine. But to church authorities, this kind of healing was considered a challenge to divine authority, and therefore heretical. Trials often required no solid evidence. A jealous neighbor's accusation could be enough to trigger arrest, interrogation, and prosecution. One common method of witch testing was the water trial. The accused woman's hands and feet were bound, and she was thrown into a river. If she floated, she was guilty, believed to be using witchcraft. If she sank and drowned, she was innocent though dead. At the height of the Spanish witch hunts, over 7,000 women were brought to trial. Many were burned alive in public executions, witnessed by entire towns as part of religious ceremonies called auto de fe, meaning act of faith. Among the preserved records is the case of Maria de Bohorquez, a woman condemned and burned simply for owning a black cat and curing children's coughs using mint leaves and boiled willow bark. She was never proven to harm anyone. She was never allowed to speak in her own defense. For nearly 3 centuries, thousands of women were executed in the name of cleansing faith, not because they were witches, but because they were independent, intelligent, or simply different. History doesn't just record kings and wars. It also records trials where knowledge and kindness were burned alongside ignorance and fear.